Let's talk about two things here, John. We've got two demo videos that were posted on social. We're going to lead with Virtual Basement. What'd you think?
All right. So we finally see some gameplay of the wrestling code. It's obviously pre-alpha. It's not anywhere near complete. At first, we're very impressed with what we see. Like, it looks cool. See, the entrances reminded me of like All-Star Pro Wrestling and somewhere in that realm, like a Japanese game, which I guess is cool. They have that like cinematic feel to it. There's still, I think, something just missing in there, but that's besides the point.
There's a little like Uncanny Valley kind of experience happening. I don't know if it's maybe just it's one of those things that they'll fix closer to release of the game.
I hope, and I'm sure they will, and we still don't know when that is, so that could be 2 years from now, which is crazy. We celebrated our 5-year anniversary 2 weeks ago, last week, whenever it was, and this game was announced only shortly after we started the podcast, so we're really tracking it from beginning to end here. So
yeah,
hopefully in the near future we get an update on when it releases. We'll see some more, but the video was interesting. I think this is one of those cases where they showed a little bit too much, where they showed stuff that was not complete, that is going to get ridiculed for the way it looks, but we obviously know that this is not the finished product. Like, we saw Broski in there.
Yeah.
We saw DDP. We saw a bunch of others in
Kurt
there.
Angle.
The models look really good, but the game,
I would say,
itself right now is still very clunky, and I'm sure that's going to get fixed. At least we could hope so.
It feels
that's the nicest
like
I've ever been to this game.
It looks very similar to, like, graphically, like quality wise, something along the lines of a WWE game. It fits within that realm. Is it current gen WWE games? I'm not sure. It was a video posted on social media. The internet, can lower the quality of videos when they're posted. So I'm not going to fully judge the graphics until I have it in hand, because I do know that, even with our stuff, you stream things online, you post things on social media, they compress it and it messes with the video quality to a certain extent. So, but
it just clicked what it reminded me of.
It wasn't bad.
It just clicked that it reminds me of a game that is not very good, and I don't mean it in a bad way. But WrestleMania, graphically, it kind of reminds me of WrestleMania 21, mixed with Pro Wrestling X, mixed with All-Star Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, but okay. But let's be devil's advocate here. Graphically,
WrestleMania 21 was nice.
No, I say that's not the problem with those games.
Right.
Actually, with all of the games that you mentioned, like,
no, I'm just saying, like, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, you said that, you don't want to have it be where it looks like, or it sounds like you're saying something bad. The main flaw with those games are not the graphics. It was the gameplay. So if the game looks like how it seems as a finished product and it controls just as good as it looks, I think that we're going to have a pretty good game. I am optimistic about what the future for the wrestling code has to hold. And, we were talking about before we hit the record button today, we know a lot of people that are going to be in it. Obviously, we already mentioned Broski will be in it. And we know a couple other people who will be in that game as well. So
would be nice to get a little update there. But let's talk about a game that is blowing everybody away, including our community. Everybody's looking forward to it. I think the whole nostalgia behind No Mercy and that old school mentality kind of blew over a little bit to where it's not as saturated as it once was. Fight Forever's kind of on the outs, but Ultra Pro Wrestling is going to come in at such a convenient time. Strike while the iron's hot. They're going to be the only ones in that water, I think, at the time. We saw a demo for their arena, and it looked absolutely mind-blowing. From Monday Riot, I'm looking at the pictures right now. The detail in this, it looks just like Monday Night Raw at Hammerstein Ballroom. They got the neon lights, drop kick on drugs with like the little Ninja Turtle looking font. The Riot logo looks beautiful. This is so cool. The little announce table with the CRT TVs in there. I love this.
There's, it's the same thing that we were kind of just talking about.
Did you see the ISO Pro logo they made? Insecure. Yes. I'm going to retweet this just so you guys can find it easily on our page.
It's those little details that are what we talked about it a lot with WrestleQuest last week. It's the little details that people who are really into wrestling are going to see these little details, and they're going to know what this is trying to recreate to a certain extent. It's not an exact replica, but boy, is it close. And it does service as a functioning arena in the sense of it looks great, and people are going to probably enjoy, all of the matches that take place here, especially if you can do stuff like in the stands or on the balcony. Like that'll just be other elements that you haven't really been able to do in matches or in wrestling games previously.